The Maxi Stitches on the Pfaff Performance 5.2 are stitches that are really wide. When you touch the selection menu button and go over to the category 5, it says Maxi Stitches, and then in the subcategories, each of these have more stitches. Now when you touch them, you're going to notice that the width is in millimeters and it's much larger than the regular 9 millimeters we're used to seeing with decorative stitches. But they're all different widths, so before you just go about stitching them, get an idea how big they're going to be by testing them out. I always recommend some fabric, some stabilizer, just tear away is nice, to get an idea of how wide these are going to stitch. This will use your regular 8 foot. It is an extra wide foot, and of course we don't use the dual feed, but we do use the stabilizer as it's shown on the screen. Now the first time you stitch this, you're going to notice that your fabric's going to go side to side, and if you don't have something to guide by when it's moving side to side, like a line or the edge of the fabric, you might start to kind of drift in a diagonal area. It's kind of you got to have some type of reference line. So usually when I'm close to the edge, I'll just use the edge of the presser foot and kind of keep it parallel to the edge of my fabric. So let's try out one of these. I have actually a fun variegated thread in the machine right now, so we'll just go ahead and pick a stitch, even just this nice little scallop stitch. And a lot of times I'll use the start-stop button to let the stitches stitch out without me having to hold the presser foot down on it for these longer, heavier stitched designs. These Maxi Stitches look amazing stitched out. Oh, and we're going to get a nice colorful version with the variegated thread that I actually have on. Now, once you kind of get started and you know you're approaching the end, remember you can touch the scissors button, and that will let the machine know that you want to finish at the end, and so it can lock it, cut it, and then it'll actually lift the foot up when it's done. So this is what a 21 millimeter wide stitch looks like. Gosh, it almost looks like what you see on the screen. So as we go from stitch to stitch and the different subcategories, we'll definitely find different stitches. Now remember, look for that little green plus. That will tell us approximately, oh, this is 48 inches wide. I might, or not inches, that would be awesome. 48 millimeters wide. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room. Again, I haven't stitched this out, or I don't remember exactly how wide that is. So I'm going to start kind of over on the side, and we'll just again kind of give yourself a little bit of leeway from left to right. And if I was doing this on a project, I would have drawn a line down the middle, and then I could always know that as it comes back to the center, that it needs to be close to that line. And if I need to, I can just adjust the fabric left or right just a little bit and keep that going in a straight line. Isn't that pretty? Oh wow, with this decorative thread, we're really seeing some dramatic stitches. And here's a little note. As you can see, I love doing my decorative stitches out on a darker fabric. It really shows them off, really shows all the detail. And why not? You could put some variegated thread in. Something else I was using, of course, would be that hot pink. This would look great on here. And to do all your stitches stitched out for a stitch book would really give you a nice opportunity to see every stitch that you have in this machine. And then of course, remember, you can make your own stitches in the Stitch Creator. So if you don't see something that you like, you can actually just make it and save it as your own stitch. So the Maxi Stitches, there's a whole category of these. But like I said, if you don't sew them out, the little pictures on the screen really don't do them justice. And I was just stitching out the stitches for the ribbon stitches. You see those also go side to side, incorporating a ribbon that you twist back and forth. That's a built-in stitch on the Pfaff. So let's take a look. Wow, that's actually, it looks like one repeat. So as I touched the scissor button, it just finished that one. It was still in the middle of the original pattern, and then it came to the end. But if I had kept going, gosh, I almost could only get about 2 of those stitches on that fabric. But look how beautiful they are. So don't be afraid to let the machine do some of the work for you. Those feed dogs are going left to right, up and down, and side to side, and that is what's giving you these amazing Maxi Stitches.